Welcome back to Idaho Today, tackling the everyday struggles of anxiety. Dr. Jenny Yip, an expert in this area, shares practical tips and strategies to help manage stress and also find a sense of balance. She sheds some light on the topic and how it affects so many of us. Take a look. We're tackling a crucial topic that affects many people in our daily lives: anxiety. From recognizing the signs to managing its impact, understanding anxiety is essential for maintaining mental well-being. So joining us right now is Dr. Jenny Yip. Dr. Yip, thank you so much. I do want to point out, though, the fact that anxiety is a part of the human experience, right? Everyone has anxiety. Absolutely. But it's when it's elevated that it becomes a problem. So let's talk about the common signs and symptoms of elevated anxiety, when someone should really start to take note and go, I might need to do something about this.
Yeah, so that is so true. Anxiety is a very common experience, and we all experience it, and it's our survival mechanism. The problem is when it's prolonged and we're constantly feeling keyed up, we're feeling our body's fight or flight trigger at all-time highs. It's affecting our sleep, it's affecting our eating, it's affecting our ability to function on a daily basis, or our human connections with our family members and our friends. That's when it becomes a problem.
Okay, so what are some of the common triggers or factors that can contribute to a person's anxiety? And how can individuals recognize these triggers in their own lives?
Yeah, so normal life changes that we experience, so changes in your job, your school, moving, and also like something as important as pregnancy or the birth of a new child. Those are some really common experiences, and in fact, I don't think a lot of people know that postpartum perinatal anxiety occurs very often, and it's commonly misdiagnosed as postpartum or perinatal depression, which I do address in my latest book, Hello Baby, Goodbye Intrusive Thoughts. There are stressors. So being a new parent, you're not going to get a lot of sleep, you're not going to get a lot of time to yourself, your bandwidth is taxed, and therefore those environmental stressors also create that perfect storm for experiencing perinatal and postpartum anxiety and OCD.
What are some practical strategies and techniques for managing and reducing symptoms on a day-to-day basis?
Well, one of the common symptoms is worrying and ruminating, and that tendency for a need of perfection. So instead of keeping your thoughts in your head, it's important to write them down on paper. Write your 15-minute worry times, which basically means for 15 minutes a day, you're going to write out your worry statement. And having that statement in front of you, then you're able to see what you're worrying about, and you're able to create solutions for those problems. So that's definitely one important strategy. The other one is to avoid avoidance. It's, kind of inherent in our nature to avoid the things that we fear might happen. However, when you're avoiding the fear, you're actually giving it more power than what it deserves. And therefore, it creates a much bigger problem and more ruminations than it would be helpful. And then also, we all have to break down, especially for mothers, our perfect household disease is what I call it. We all want everything to be perfect. Yep. We want to look perfect. We want to make sure that all of our household chores are done perfectly, our meals are cooked perfectly, and that's just not realistic or sustainable. No. So we start to break down our perfect household disease, then we're giving ourselves grace, we're giving ourselves space to be healthier. And then my next tip would be to set healthy boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries, and not just physical boundaries, however, emotional and mental boundaries as well, not just with other people, however, also with ourselves. It's really important, because those boundaries protect us to value the things that are meaningful without letting external unnecessary noise interfere with our quality of life.
Where can people go so they can find your books, they can learn more, and kind of start that journey of healing, if you will?
on my website, which is dryip.com. And you can also gather more information on national nonprofits such as the International OCD Foundation, which is iocdf.org, as well as the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, which is adaa.org. There are tons of valuable information, as well as a list of therapist directory that would be local for anywhere in the world.